Hi everybody, and welcome to this tutorial where I wanted to study a fly. It's a common house fly, and well, they are quite annoying animals when they are in your house, of course, but when you take a close look at them, they're actually quite amazing animals to see. Now they have those big eyes, little facet eyes, and actually the whole fly is divided into three parts, which is the head, the mid area, and then the hind area. And the mid area has this, it's like a panzer, a shield, and it's quite shiny. And I thought, well, that would be amazing to make a drawing out of it. For this drawing, I'm using the gray Strathmore pastel paper. So I can work with charcoal. This is my charcoal pencil, and the white pastel. They can be combined really nicely together. Now here you can see a peanut-like body. It's the shape of a peanut. And you can see the head, the midsection, and the rear section. And for the legs, they actually come, all 6 of them, they come from the middle section of the fly. Now in this case we only see 4 little legs because the other 2 are behind the fly. And they start out quite big, and then they are also divided into 3 major parts: the upper leg, the middle leg, and then the end. Those are little tiny legs with the little hairs on them, and with those little tiny hairs they can stick to anything. So they stick to your skin, or on the table, on the walls, and also on the windows. Now if you want to see the whole process in real time, you can find that on my Patreon page, so you can draw along with me. So this is actually a little faster forward. Now underneath the fly, I want to create a shadow, and for this I'm also using the blender stick, so that it appears to be a very nice soft shadow underneath the fly. So it looks like it's sitting on my drawing paper. And the first setup I did loosely with low pressure on the pencil, and once I'm happy with the shape, then I can make more definite lines and press a little bit harder on my charcoal pencil, so well, the lines get definite and I can just start shading in everything. And the head, well, there are mainly big eyes, very big eyes. They can see anything, and they also have those tiny hairs on the body, so they can detect any movement around it, and that's why they are quite hard to catch or to slap if you want to get rid of them. So well, so that's the eyes and the little tiny hairs on the body that will protect the fly. And when you look at the eye, you can see a light gradation in the grayscale. It's a bit darker on the outer edges, and there's some reflected light on the lower part of the big eye. And as I was saying, the charcoal pencil can be combined with the white pastel. As you can see how I did that on the eye. I combined the charcoal with the white pastel. I will show you more. So in that way you can create a nice little bit of shine also up on the eye. And the white pastel is also applied for the shield that is in the mid area of the fly. As you can see, there are some highlights on top of the hard scales of the mid part. So I simply place the highlights with the white pastel pencil, and then I apply the black charcoal again. You can see dark shadows just next to the 3 balls of hard shield, and also gradations of gray in those shields, of course. So in that way they appear rounded, and I also use my finger just to push in the charcoal pigments into the paper and to get that nice shine. And once I have that in place, I simply apply the white pastel pencil again to create the last shines on the hard armor of the fly. Now the legs are darkest just underneath the body because there's a shadow, and then as the legs move out they appear to be a little bit more grayish. Now for the rear end of the fly, I do not take too much time for that because the wings will be sitting over the rear end of the body, and they are also, you can see right through the wings. So I simply try to figure out how the wings are shaped, and then all I have to do is draw in the segments of those wings. And first I drew in the rear end, of course, of the fly, and then I can simply draw over that rear end and simply well, do not color it in all that much. I use the white pastel pencil for the light reflections on the wings, and I do not color it in altogether, so that the body shines through the wings and also look very thin, very fragile, and just leave it like that. And then of course they have those tiny hairs that I was talking about. They detect any movement, any replacement of air or something, and in that way they can be alert always for humans or birds or anything that would want to crush the little fly. And I also place a little bit of shadow for the legs on my drawing paper. Now, to get a little bit more of a dramatic effect, I simply place a white line and kind of an edge of a table or something, or the edge of my drawing paper. And then I just color that in all white. So in that way I have the gray of the paper, the white of the pastel pencil, and the black of the charcoal pencil, and they all start playing together and creating this nice effect of well, kind of a 3D looking of a fly. It's just a quick study, but it's very nice to do. So I hope you give it a try too, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and should you want to watch the whole process and hundreds of more of my videos, then you can find me on my Patreon page. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.